To what? You on drugs? What'd you say?
You can't handle the truth.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
All rise and like, subscribe, and bang the gavel, baby.
Bang, 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 baby. It's that time again. Weekend court. That's right. First appearances before the magistrate/judge. We're going to try and cover as many of these as we can this morning. I missed a little bit of the first beginning of this because I was trying to cut my yard before we went live. But we're going to jump around and hopefully be able to catch a couple of these. So let's get into it.
Prosecute you on these charges. If you want to have your case set down for a probable cause hearing, you'll let your attorney know that at a future date, at a future hearing.
If you have any problems hearing me or the stream, please let me know. Fred Franklin.
All right.
Got a full house, though, it looks like.
We'll take the female cases first. I'm going to do the citations at the end. Unless there's some cases that you need me to take out of order.
In case everybody's wondering, these are people who got arrested basically yesterday, last night, after court was over, I guess, for the day before.
So first case I've got is Khadijah Monk.
Judge Axum? Axum? I'm sure I'm saying that terribly. Judge Axum. First time I think we've seen him. He must be stuck up doing the weekends.
You're charged in warrant 22W004432. You're charged with battery. Do you understand that charge against you?
Yes, sir.
Judge muted himself. Judge does not want to be heard at this moment. Somebody tell the judge he's muted.
Yes, sir.
Judge, you're muted. Judge, we can't hear you. You're
sorry,
muted.
I somehow got muted.
My goodness.
As I go through the cases, I'm going to ask each of you if you understand the charges against you. When I ask you that, I'm not asking if you agree with the charges. I'm just asking if you understand those charges. Do you understand what it is that the police
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I need a yes or a no. A yes is not an admission of guilt. Yes does not mean that you agree with the police. Yes is a simple acknowledgement that you understand what it is you're being charged with. I need everybody to understand that.
I am allowed to hand out books.
I hear you when you say you do understand the charges.
To other prisoners.
Let's see here.
This is the great state of Georgia.
I'm also going to ask everybody about their ties with Georgia.
As the time zones move over, we should be able to catch
if you have any children,
different ones.
Those are the things that you should share with me today, but you should not share with me why you're here or how it happened or that you were defending yourself or anything like that. Again, this hearing is being recorded. Once you start talking about those things, those are
on the YouTube
actually considered admissions. So I'd ask that you just stick to the script and answer the questions that I put in front of you.
I will go for Lisa. Billy's
How long
here.
have you lived in Georgia?
About 8 years.
What do you do for work?
I'm legally blind, so I'm disabled right now.
Disabled.
Okay.
Jailhouse lawyer. I'll take your case for a pack of gum. And that's the way it'll go sometimes. That's why you subscribe to them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't live with
Long.
Miss Hampton?
No.
All right, got some. He went out with his parents this morning. He'll be back for our 3:00 voyage. Morning
All right, Miss
Lambo.
Monk, I've looked at your criminal history. It looks like you've got 4 cycles. 2014 theft by shoplifting.
No.
2017 possession of marijuana less than an ounce and a family violence battery.
I've been cutting grass all morning, so I needed that.
So based on that, I am going to grant you a bond. It's going to be $1,500. It's a regular bond.
Hmm.
You are to
$1,500
Stay
bucks.
away from Miss Hampton. Do you understand that? Okay?
Gator.
There are no exceptions to the stay away. You're not to have any contact with her.
I'm guessing she beat up Miss
You
Hampton.
can't text her. You can't send third-party messages to her. All of those would be a violation of this order. So you've got a regular bond of $1,500. And once you've signed your special conditions, that will conclude your hearing. And you can follow the directions of the deputies.
Okay, sir.
I mean, some places don't. Some places don't. I know there is another couple of places. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch. This is live, but I had to rewind it so we could get everybody in. So we're just a little bit behind the actual live. I wish. No, I'm drinking a
And then,
Monster.
Mr. Carter, if you will let me know each time, make sure I've checked and signed everything.
The hair of the dog that bit me. Mikey, the lousy drunk.
Yes, so just good on my end.
Okay. All right, Miss Oliver.
Yeah, I had to get mine cut. I get behind.
All right, Miss Oliver, you're charged in warrant 21W013918, and you're charged with theft by taking. Do you understand that charge against you?
Theft by taking. As tell Rick say hello.
All right.
Welcome, Rick. First time watcher of We Got a Case. Theft by taking. Isn't that usually how theft works? Please like this video, by the way. I know I don't have to tell you guys, but it helps if you're on Facebook, share it out. That kind of thing. It's the weekend. I don't want to beat
So,
you
Miss
guys over
Oliver,
the
how
head.
long have you lived in Georgia?
I lived in Georgia for on and off for 10 years.
For how long?
For about 10 years.
Okay, what do you do for work?
I do
No.
IT and help desk support.
Wow, their
Okay.
mic is terrible there. For the once we can hear the
Who do
judge
you live
way
with? Any
louder.
children?
I have a 4-year-old son and he stays with me.
I'm glad to hear that. If he wasn't, I'd be worried about him. Also known as stealing, yes. She said she'd lived there off and on. How can you live somewhere off and on? Was she a gypsy? From time to time. Rarely, though. Creed's going to be gone.
All right, I've looked
The
at your
better part of
criminal
April.
history. It does not appear, it looks like you have no criminal history.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
based
It went on a
that,
long
I'm
time.
going to grant a bond. It is going to be $250.
$250. She's $25 to get out.
It's a regular bond. You don't have any special conditions, so that's going to conclude your hearing.
Well, see, that's kind of like what it is right here. Like how they have these first appearances here. Usually, like where we live, as soon as you go in, The magistrate sets your bond within just a few hours. You don't go before anybody. They hold you until they see if you got a bail or not. These two guys handcuffed together? Oh, that would suck. I hate this son of a bitch.
Mr. Carter, I seem to be having problems. What's shown up on your end for Miss Oliver?
Look at Jules coming in here with all the legal talk today. I like it. Off and on. In and
Mr.
out.
Carter, you there with me?
Yes, sir. Just loading.
Oh, okay. That's what mine was doing. Okay.
I don't know what to think about that, Billy. That's weird. Are we trying to make syrup even sweeter? I mean, don't know what the purpose of that would be. She needs $25 and getting the hell out of here. Yeah, they have the buddy system, I guess, here. Make it easy, a little harder for somebody to run away, I guess. Like if you stuck to somebody else.
All right. That's it.
Put these masks on while I handcuff you to the other person. Yeah, I would definitely not want to. Everybody looks so sad and, beaten, just downtrodden sitting here in this morning morning first appearances.
It's showing up to 50 Judge. It's there now.
All right.
Good morning,
All right.
Twisted.
Mr. Benjamin.
All about a Benjamin's, baby.
All right, Mr. Benjamin.
Can he approach so we can hear him?
Mr. Benjamin, you're charged in warrant 22W004503 with family violence, battery, and cruelty to children.
You son of a bitch.
Do you understand those charges against you? Yeah. All right. How long have you lived in Georgia, sir?
What? What the hell, man? Are you freaking kidding me? Son of a biscuit eater. Everybody just hold tight. Wow. They just did us dirty as dirty can be. That's ridiculous. Here we are in the middle of court. Middle of this son of a bastard that just got in trouble for doing terrible things. I hope they cut it off because somebody jumped up and beat that dude's ass. Wow. That's not cool. Well, until the next one starts, I guess we could watch something else. Let's see here, kids. Let's see, children. What shall we watch while we wait for the next court? I got some court stuff we can watch. Some places don't take theirs down. So that leaves us with a plethora of things to look at. And I just got to pick one. It seems interesting. All right, guys, hold on. We're about to jump. Hold on to your hats. Somebody driving by, dragging something past my house. Yeah, that's pretty. They did us wrong on that, man. That made me mad. I was just getting in my groove. Now we got to go over here to this other courtroom.
Isabel Trevino, Your Honor, Office of the Attorney General for Intervenor.
We're in Texas, by the way, in case you're
Your Honor, I
wondering.
was contacted by Ms. Williamson's office yesterday indicating that she would be unavailable today. and ask that I urge a motion for continuance. I don't really know the details of the case other than she's requesting more.
Jump ahead.
It'll
a
be
little
about
bit.
10 to 15 minutes.
Let me see if we have anything at 11 o'clock.
Oh, actually, maybe shorter. Maybe more like 5 to 10.
We got a murderer's row.
We should
over
have
here.
availability, Your Honor.
Okay. March 30th at 9:30.
Man, that makes me mad.
Okay, we'll figure it out. March.
There's a
9:30.
link for something.
Okay, and then I have this one with David.
All right, what number is that one?
Number 28, Your Honor, the status hearing.
Okay, CL 21-3034.
That's what we're doing.
Homero Jose Alcocer Jr. versus Adamaris Salinas et al.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Okay,
know
hold
the
on.
word they just said.
Please mute yourself until it is your turn to be called.
Judge is coming in here. Fight.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Solis.
It's just a status hearing. We've exchanged discovery. We already have deposition scheduled, at least of the defendant, and I think we just need another status hearing or preferably a DCC. I don't know if you need to add anything, Frank.
That sums it up. Nope, that's right.
Okay. Are y'all pretty close to getting ready to mediate?
Not real. This has zero chance of settling. It's a fight about liability and damages. So
It's a red light swearing match, Your Honor.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead and file your order setting the DCC. And we'll get you set up for a DCC.
Perfect.
0.0 chance of that settling.
It wouldn't be necessary to do another status hearing if you're gonna file for a DCC. Just get that in by April the 8th.
I'll get it in, Your Honor. I'll be sure we get it filed.
Okay, anything else?
Not on my.
Lisa, is that something that's live
Me
or
neither.
something you just
Thank
want
you.
us to watch?
Okay, y'all have a good day.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, Mr. Banker, what do you have?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on Carla De Leon. It's, I'm not sure where it's at on your calendar, but it's Midland Credit Management plaintiff. And I just have a quick announcement. Since the last setting, we filed an answer on this. And
Just a
we've
shout
made
out.
several efforts to make contact with the attorney representing the credit company, and he hasn't responded as of date. I would just like another status, maybe in 30 days, and to see what we can accomplish by then.
Okay.
I apologize, Your Honor. Travis Benz on behalf of Midland Funding. I believe we're talking about Carla De Leon.
Yes, that's number 27 on the court docket,
What are they after,
CL-21-1841-I.
I apologize, Your Honor. For the record, Travis Benz on behalf of Midland Funding. I'm just local counsel, Your Honor, and my only instructions are to request a bench trial date. That's my only instructions.
Judge, I would certainly like to have some kind of discussions with the counsel representing them before we set it for a bench trial.
Okay,
I understand, Your Honor. I'm just local counsel. I'll be happy to give the contact information for lead counsel. I don't have anything beyond that, Your Honor.
that's
guys
fine.
need to
I'm gonna
justify.
give Mr. Banker the opportunity to go ahead and contact lead counsel on this so that he can discuss the case and see if there's something that can be done prior to getting to that part of the litigation.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So-
Your Honor.
We'll go
Yes,
ahead
sir,
and
Your
come back. I'm gonna give you some time, Mr. Banker, that way. If for whatever reason they don't want to cooperate with you and you decide to start the discovery phase, that'll give you some time to start it.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, let's go ahead and return on May the 11th at 9:30.
I'll make
And
that
we'll-
clear to lead counsel, Your Honor.
All right, thank
All
you. Anything else, Mr. Banker?
No, ma'am, that's great. Thank you.
All right.
May I be
Oh,
excused, Your Honor?
yes, that's all you have, Mr. Benz?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, no problem.
Judge, may I be excused?
Yes,
Thank you.
okay. Miss Tania, can you please help me with your last name?
Yes, Your Honor, it's Olette.
Okay, Miss Olette.
Yes,
What
good
do you
morning,
have
Your
this
Honor.
morning?
I am here for Discover versus
All right, we're going to
Laura
jump out
A.
of this
Lopez.
and
It's
jump to
CL 213.
All right, so I found some first appearance stuff. It's those are always usually pretty good. So we're gonna watch some of this while we're waiting for some more stuff to go live. Judge Susan presiding over this case. Good old Judge Susan. I haven't seen her since Acapulco 1994. We both sat out on the veranda together for, God, felt like a lifetime. So long ago. So far away, Judge Susan.
Okay. What's that?
Okay.
Next.
Next. Look, these guys are disappearing into the void. They're in the actual jail.
Done. And then we have
Like-
Kelly. Who do we have here?
In the common area or something.
Page 14, Your Honor, mostly.
He's approaching.
Kelly Mosley.
He was very jaundiced, wasn't he?
Yeah, you see it.
Hi, sir.
How you doing, man?
Good. You're charged with 1 count of possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cocaine. 1 count of possession of cannabis over 20 grams.
Kanya.
Or synthetic over 3 grams. And 1 probation violation, a VOP on a felony for which you're being held no bond.
Hey, Mellow.
But I do have to impose bonds on counts 1 and 2. So let me hear from the public defender. Is there a probable cause argument on 1 and 2?
Maybe he's just a really bad drug problem, Your Honor.
Am I getting you on audio?
No,
No.
Your Honor, we can't hear.
Yeah.
There we
why
go.
Can't we hear you?
There we go. We got something going.
You're not in.
I'm in, baby. You're not late,
I
Eric.
don't see you.
We're just waiting for different Zoom courts to start
I'm the
for
host and
first
I
appearances.
co-host and I can't let you in because I don't see you.
Someone tell me the room number, maybe I typed the wrong one.
I like the
must
how
have.
we're blurring
Yeah, I'll
so
give it to
much
you.
here.
That's strange. Yeah, Zoom number is 62044
Judge got some
6048.
very intense eyes, by the way.
602.
No, 62044 6048.
6048. Okay, maybe that's it.
Classic court.
All right.
There you are.
I don't know what I was doing.
I don't know either. That's
I
okay.
apologize.
That's quite all right. Okay, there was an argument. The defense has an argument, I believe, on probable cause on counts 1 and 2.
Yes, Your Honor,
I think is that us?
Damn, Judge, get it together. Let's go.
Wait, who has to mute themselves? Me? So
And this is why Zoom court is amazing.
It's all that shit bullshit. I'm Travis. You can't. She put it mute. She put it mute.
I am mute here.
He just said something about this is bullshit. Well, we could hear the prisoner just fine.
Well, I just turned my volume down all the way, so I can still hear your voice, and that way Ms. Velasquez can hear you. And Ms.
Yeah,
Gilday can hear
that's
you.
why it's so
Okay.
important to
Okay, that's
subscribe to
good.
everything so you don't miss anything.
Okay, perfect. There was no basis for the stop. The PC indicates it was based on the tags not matching the car. However, there's no indication that there was a crime related to the plates, whether that the car was stolen, whether or not there was going to be some sort of traffic infraction. I've had other judges, and I'm being sincere, find no PC based on
Lincoln,
stops
thank you,
of
friend.
this nature. So all the information that came out after this, all the alleged crimes after this are fruit from poisonous tree. So we don't believe there's PC for the stop.
Okay, so you're saying that you've had judges regardless of if there's PC on.
So
the
she's
actual,
saying no probable cause
um,
for stopping the car in the first place, so then he
you
shouldn't
find
be
it-
in
you had
trouble.
Judges find no PC because of the argument of fruit of the poisonous tree?
That there was no crime alleged to warrant the stop. They're saying that the plates didn't match. That is not a crime. They didn't indicate either plate was related to stolen vehicle or that the car was reported stolen. We believe it's pretext.
I get it.
Lincoln, are you the famous Lincoln that I've seen millions times while watching Damon? There's a Lincoln that's over there all the time too. If so, either way,
The state
Lincoln,
attorney is
good to see
speaking.
you.
We cannot hear anything that's being said.
So she wants everything just thrown out, I guess, because there was no the tag not matching the car is BS. Bunch of BS, she says. We'll see. We need to let him go. Let him go. Do you think that's enough to spring him on the coke charges? And
That is chargeable, and if he had charged it, I'm not sure what the defense's argument would have been. So for those reasons, the court, obviously, you would still make your arguments if there's a suppression motion in the future. Sure,
Yes,
I
Your
would
Honor.
expect that. But for purposes of probable cause, the court does find probable cause.
I think the attorney is arguing the fact that
Your Honor
they
is going
didn't.
in and out. We cannot hear anything that's being said on this end. Nothing.
We sure heard her right there. That's for damn sure. Holy crap. We're watching this right now, guys, while we're waiting for live court to start. We've had one already, so I'm keeping an eye out for different courtrooms to pop open.
Your Honor, I believe he has a public defender on his other case. We don't believe he can financially afford it. Obviously, if you receive a public defender, you're indigent, we're asking for a reasonable bond.
I mean, they have time to,
If you're indigent,
You on drugs?
as low as possible. So if he's already under the supervision of the courts through probation, we believe that there are
He's probably
assurances
indigent.
for the public as he's going to be supervised. So we're asking him be ROR'd to standard
I
pretrial.
don't know what's gonna happen. He's coming in on a BOP.
It's definitely illegal for sure.
If it's not a BFO.
Yes.
What are his prior?
You got priors? Judge, you're being very judgmental on that. Opal, I'm with you. I love it. I really enjoy it. Hell, we're covering it 5 days a week now, live for 2 hours. We're putting in over 10 hours a week into Zoom court. So yeah, they were in Colombia when it happened, and that's worrisome. I mean, anything could have happened. I'm not saying anything he was up to no good or anything, but that's terrible. Unbelievable. I just got done watching that movie they put out, the Studio 666. I love you. Don't worry. You do what you gotta do. Get out there and catch them fish. They ain't gonna catch themselves. Judge's eyes are like wild as hell. Just say.
So, Your Honor, there appears to be a lot of conversation going on, but we cannot hear anything. Nothing can be heard in regards to this.
She's getting pissed. Two goes into one, three goes into three.
Everybody's mic is off. And I don't know if they can hear me because I've said this like 4 times, but nobody seems to be responding.
They just don't like you. Calm down.
And I assume they can hear me because I'm not on mute, but nobody seems to be responding. And if I can't hear, I know he can't hear. He can't hear anything that's going on.
Once again, the communication process is broken down.
If we may get a phone number for him. I'm sorry.
I just had to go, I had to put on the record, no bond.
Thank
This is
you,
the most
Your Honor. Do we have
bumbled
a phone
court
number
I've ever seen.
for him so we can at least get money together on those two charges?
My dude is
You guys
having
hear me?
a hell of a time.
Or if Miss Labatier can get it?
You guys can't hear me. So you guys can't hear me?
Pass Lavatier.
Barely. We can hear you a little bit.
Okay, so we haven't been able to hear anything that you guys have been saying this entire time. That's what I've been trying to say. We have no idea what was just said.
This is going to
I
go
at
down
least
in
cannot hear, so
history
I
as
assume that
one
he
of the
cannot hear
most
either.
bumbled courtrooms we have ever watched. Ever.
That's why I've been trying to do all this, but yeah, we can't hear anything.
Wow.
Include for the prior defendant?
No. So we can hear, so I can hear you now, but just now.
Just know that it's really freaking loud when she's got the microphone in her mouth. Holy moly. Wow. It's the vision, is it? Okay, well, 10, well, you know, whatever. While we're taking a second, I want to welcome Lincoln for becoming a member. Lincoln, you know what that means. You get the welcome, and I don't even have a hallelujah over here. Is that for real? Wow. I don't have a hallelujah on this one. You'll get a megaluya. Lincoln, welcome to the family. Glad to have you here, bud. I know your name very well. Very well. Good to see you. All right, let's see if they've gotten this audio figured out because they're losing their minds over here.
Clear, the court did find, all right, so let me go back. The court found probable cause. Here's why. It is true that they
have botched this.
Defendant was not charged with all
We're
the
going to
other
let them go.
with an unattached registration or a tag not attached. So, but that is a crime in and of itself. So the state has argued, I didn't know if this was heard or not, but the state argued and the court accepted the state's argument that that is a crime in and of itself. And therefore it is that is probable cause for the police officer to pull over the defendant and if appropriate, conduct a search. So that's the state's argument. So even though that crime was not separately charged with the probable cause affidavit, the court does find probable cause for the crimes that are charged. And I'm specifically talking, of course, about counts 1 and 2. So the
How
court
much
did
coke
that.
did he have?
And then the argument was of bond was that Ms. Shaw asked me to continue the standard bonds of 2,500.
Yeah,
count
everybody,
1
please welcome
and
Lincoln.
1,000 count 2. And
Spot check.
then we heard your argument about
The tag.
that. Oh no, we heard your argument that we had Ms. Drake's argument that he is a public defender client, right? Thank you. What am I hearing?
They're
Somewhere
fighting in
jail.
the
We heard
jailhouse.
yeah, thanks, guys. We heard the public defender argued that he's a public defender client and the bond should be as low and as reasonable as possible. The court considered a prior criminal history of the defendant, including, and I'll have you stated on the record one more time, Ms. Shaw, I mean, for the third time now.
Well, I mean, it's 10:40 here.
Ms. Labate, can you
so.
just confirm for me that you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a yes? All right.
She needs to stay loud.
Okay, for in 2019, he had a possession of controlled substances without prescription, 4 counts adjudicated. He also had a 2019 DV case. It looks like it was a civil DV case. And the other cases, other charges are all past the 10 years.
Right. And so based on the prior criminal history, the court decided, considering everything, to reduce the bond on count 1 or the suggested bond to $1,000. And as indicated, count 2, $1,000 for a total of $2,000. That's a straight bond with no other conditions, just the bond.
$200
itself, of
you
course,
can
is
walk,
to
my
return
friend.
to court. And he'll continue to be held, no bond on count 3.
So he got caught with some weed. He got caught with some cocaine.
Oh, we had another long one. We had to wait till the end for this.
Remember, Miss Drake?
Oh, the judge is very distraught that there's a long one coming up.
Did you say something, Ms. Labossiere?
Yeah, did you need a phone number? Because if he needs to provide his phone number, then he should do so now.
Okay, you can get it. I can get it. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, Lincoln, you made the worst decision. I mean, the
Can you
best
state your
decision of
phone
life.
number? Can they unmute him?
This bunch.
I think he has court on the 11th.
So he'll be back in. Okay, so that should be fine. Yeah, because I mean, he'll be held, so you'll be held no bond until they can address it on the 11th. and you
These
should have
three
PD
women.
754-816-0803.
Thank
Well, if
you.
anyone wants to call him, there's his
Okay.
phone number. See what he's got to say about this charge. Ask him if he
I'm
wants
just
to
letting
jump
my
on real quick and talk
husband know that
about
I'm
these
still in
charges.
court. He's probably wondering. That's how he calls. So thanks everybody for waiting. All right. Are we good now? Are we finished with defendant? That's Mr. Mosley. Are we finished with Mr. Mosley? Everyone do public defender?
Yep.
We got one more.
One more.
Yeah, I'm heading there right now. Give me 3 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Good 7, Your Honor.
Who is the person?
Can you imagine having
7.
to bring these people in?
Chitra the bond.
Chitra Thabon. We'll ask her to pronounce it for us.
The boing, the blonde.
Yeah, right? A lot of thought at this hour.
These ladies. This is the last time they ever asked Judge Susan Al Spector to
Oh,
ever
you mean-
be on Zoom court
I
again.
totally forgot. I'm sorry.
She's still having breakfast with you, Flusha. Is that what you're saying? I see what you're saying there. All right, guys, let me check and see if we got anybody up to bat. There's really no rhyme or reason for what time they start these weekend court hearings. All right. As much as I know you guys love this lady here, we're going to jump to our next one. We're jumping. Time warp here from the prison library. Heading on now. Let's see here. Holmes County? First appearances in Holmes County? I'm not sure. I don't think we've ever been here before. We'll see.
No, at this point, I'm not sure. My inclination is to put no contact with both unless someone has an argument. As to
This
why.
is live, by the way.
I don't believe I can argue against that at this point. I'll let them take that up at a later court date.
We can hear. She don't
Did you hear
care.
the reference, sir, to the two properties? No contact with either property. Okay. Did you hear the reference, sir, to the two
Sorry, I had to
properties? No
fix
contact
the
with either property. Okay?
beautifulness of her. I wanted to get her in 720 if possible.
And is that all you have, officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's time for Jackson.
No contact there, bud. Look at this. Got them all in one little cell. Are you kidding me? Oh, you son of a biscuit. Can I rewind
Advising you
this?
of your rights.
I can. Let's rewind this.
Yes, sir, Judge. We hear you.
Thank you. Okay, we're on the record, first appearance, Holmes County, March 26, 2022. I'm Judge Grover. We'll start with
Judge Grover. Oh, we only have 6
Yes, sir.
people, so I see why he went through them so quick.
Ozzie. Mr.
Hey,
Ozzie,
girl.
Did you see the video advising you of your rights? Okay, you are charged with possession of a controlled substance. You live in Holmes County?
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation for anything?
Sure.
Was that a no?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay. Anything from the attorneys?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Public defender.
Okay, and
I forgot this case, Your Honor, but I would add that Ms. Nastasi did say that the items, that there was a prescription label on
I'm so behind.
the Suboxone.
I don't know where
and
Holmes
she
County
did
is.
tell law
Somebody.
enforcement that it belonged to her husband. So I still understand that there's probable cause. I'm not challenging probable cause, but I would ask the court to take that into consideration.
Okay, thank you. And then also, no one sent me any of the criminal histories. Do you have criminal histories on the defendants?
She's
Yes, sir.
got a few.
Okay,
she-
anything?
No, sir, I don't have any priors on her.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Nastasi, if you get out of custody, will you show up for your court date?
Yes, sir.
Okay, conditional release, show up for your court date. You'll get notice with date and time. Report to the conditional release office.
Just
as
letting her out?
directed by the jailer. You cannot consume or possess unlawful substances. You'll be subject to a random UA. There's probably a monthly supervision fee. It's typically around $40 or
There you go.
$50. And then obviously you have to show up.
There was a woman, really?
There may be other standard conditions of release that will be advised, you'll be advised of by the conditional.
I tried to
release officer.
look. I watched.
Do you
I tried to
understand?
keep up with it, but it was like 12:30 here.
Okay.
1 o'clock in the morning. I was
Next,
heading to
we
bed.
have Hadley.
I knew Damon had it, so if anybody wanted to watch
Mr.
it, there was.
Hadley,
Who is this
on
guy?
a, child support case, and it's out of Manatee, I think. Manatee
Child
County.
support. How old is the
There's a
kid?
cash purge,
50?
$700. If you pay the $700, you will be released from custody, but you would need to contact Manatee County for a court date. Otherwise, you'll end up back in jail. If you do not make the purge, Manatee County will come pick you up.
He's ready to
and-
fight.
And then they'll address the issue when you get there. Do you
This guy
understand?
too-
How long do I have to make the purge?
Ohio.
Anytime you make the purge, you'll be released. So the only way that changes is if you
Time
go
for the
in front of
purge
a
already?
judge in Manatee County and they change it. Until that happens, there's a $700 purge.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Doesn't that guy look too old to have
Next
children
we
that he needs to
have
pay child support on?
Peter Scott.
Well, hello there, William. Back at you.
Okay, Ms. Scott, did you see the video advising you?
I'm pretty sure that said Florida behind him.
You're driving on a suspended license. You live in Holmes County?
Yes, sir.
Is there a Holmes
Probation?
County, Florida, guys?
Okay, does that appear accurate, officer? No probation?
No, sir.
Okay. If I release you, will you show up for your court date?
Yes, sir.
Conditional release, show up for the court date. You'll get notice with date and time. Do not violate the law.
Hi, Joseph.
Report to the conditional release officer as directed by the jailer. There may be other standard conditions of release you will be advised of by the conditional release officer. Do you understand?
Which one is this?
Next, we have Tammy Goodman.
Tammy. Tammy wearing the oldest outfit in the whole place.
Goodman, did you see the video advising you of your rights?
Yes, sir.
You are charged with violation of probation. You are held without bond. You will receive paper notice of your court date and you will be transported to the court date. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Next, we have Jonathan Crockett.
Jonathan, what's up?
Okay, Mr. Crockett, did you see the video advising you of your rights? Okay, you are charged with burglary. It looks like criminal mischief and theft. Let me
Not
verify
mischief.
that. Yes, I'm showing burglary,
Yeah.
petty theft,
If I let you out, you gonna come back? You gonna be a good boy?
$1,000
Yes.
or more. Are you on probation, sir?
No, sir.
I'll take
you
you
live
at
in
your word.
Holmes County?
Currently, yes.
Okay, where did you live before Holmes County?
Dothan, Alabama.
Okay, how long have you lived in Holmes County?
Like 3 months.
Okay, and then also
Transient?
his history.
Yes, sir. He's got an extensive history.
What is he
Well,
as of late? Does he have anything as of late?
2015. It looks like.
What was the
Latest
charge?
one. Touch tried a battery, but just glancing through his history, I do see several grand thefts and petty thefts and dealing with
Got
stolen
sticky
properties.
fingers.
Okay, thank you. Anything from the attorneys?
Your Honor, on Mr. Crockett's case, they did charge him for felony petty theft based on his prior theft history. I would stipulate the probable cause on all charges except for the criminal mischief. I would have to stipulate to a misdemeanor criminal mischief.
Sounds like a lot of
I believe
cycles.
that they have probably just left some things out of the complaint because it appears the second paragraph is like the sentence is just incomplete, where it starts talking about the drive-through window. It talks about a broken window, but it never, ever talks about the amount of damage done to the window or the value of the window. So
He
at
broke
this
into a
point, I could
drive-through
only
window?
stipulate the probable cause for criminal mischief based on the broken window, because there is nothing to satisfy the element of over $1,000 on that. But as I stated before, I would stipulate probable cause for criminal mischief, just not the felony amount.
Thank you. Okay. All right. so
Raleigh representing
you
Tar
do
Heel State.
live in Holmes County, but it appears that you've only been there for a short period of time. You do have an extensive criminal history for theft and related similar type charges, as well as some violence. So obviously,
She's a keeper.
that affects how I move forward on
Bigfoot?
bond. So
I
I'm
did say
going
hate to
set
terminate,
on
right?
On the burglary, I'm going to set your bond at 25,000, and then on the theft at 5,000, and the criminal mischief at 5,000. So that gives you a total bond of $35,000. If you make the bond show up for your court date, you will get paper notice with date and time. You cannot have contact with Big Daddy Liquor Store, and then
That's a lot.
Also,
That's a big one.
You can have no contact with the owner of the property or the business, and then show up for the court date. You'll get notice with date and time. If you do not make the bond, you'll be transported to the court date. Do you understand?
Am I the only one that
Yes,
thinks
sir.
those jail clothes
How do I
look
go about
comfy?
this bond? Can I do that?
Talk to your attorney about that. Next, we have David Allred.
This is who we came in on, David.
Mr. Allred,
Yes,
did
sir.
you see the
Yes,
Did
sir.
you see the video advising you of your rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're charged with trespass.
Very smart, so they don't have
Are
to
you
read
on
them.
probation, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, it looks like the allegation is that Mr. Allred was captured on a trail camera. Anything from the attorneys?
No, Your Honor.
Judge, it is a armed trespass. That's what the warrant says.
Thank you.
He
That's an
was,
armed trespass.
you got caught
Any
on a
history, officer, on Mr. Allred?
trail cam.
No,
So there's nothing, okay. Where do you live, Mr. Allred?
I live 1 mile south of New Hope, there on Highway 2.
Okay. How long have you lived there?
My whole life.
There where I'm at now, about 16 years. But my mom and daddy is about 2 miles away, Drive Point Trace.
I think William is babysitting.
They're on Bonded River Lane.
Okay, well, as indicated by the state, it is an armed trespass, which
I've
is
been
a
good
felony
for as long as I
charge.
could.
However,
Dave.
you have no prior history. You're from the area, and I'm putting this on the record. You do not have to comment on this. But when I read through what it appears to be is an allegation of basically hunting on someone else's property is what it looks like the allegation is. I mean, obviously that's a crime because it's, well, you don't have to respond. It looks like an armed trespass. I mean,
I
it is
was
an
not
armed
hunting,
trespass,
Your
so
Honor. I was just
obviously it
going
looks
somewhere with
almost-
my gun.
My interpretation of it is that it appears to be someone hunting on someone else's property. That's what it looks like. Anything from the attorneys on any of that?
No, sir.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Allred, here's my question for you.
Yes, sir.
If you get out of custody, can you stay away from the property in question?
Yes, sir. Well,
And
may I make a statement and explain?
Oh, please.
Well, let me say this. Anything you say can be used against you and you're being
Yes, sir, I
recorded.
understand that. I understand
Okay.
that, sir.
All right.
The back trail coming off my fault.
Mr. Allred, Mr. Allred, Mr. Allred, I know the judge has already advised you, but as the public defender here today representing you, I'm gonna advise you again that although what you think you may be saying is helpful, it is not the time. This is something you want to discuss with Mr. Barrett or whatever attorney you hire to represent you. It is against my advice to continue to discuss this today. I believe that you'll be satisfied with the judge's, the judge is very reasonable, and I believe that you'll be satisfied with the bond to release you today.
I understand fully.
Won't you
Okay,
shut
Ms.
up? Let
Allred,
me
will be
talk.
Conditional release, you'll be released from custody, report to the conditional release officer as directed by the jailer. Do not violate the law. Do not go onto the property in question. And do
Yes, sir.
not have any contact with the owner or owners of that property. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There may be other standard conditions of release. The conditional release officer will advise you of those conditions. You will get paper notice of your court date, show up on that date and time. If there's any confusion about who owns what, because this happens sometimes.
This seems like, yeah, this is like when these good old boys are like, this is my land, get off my land.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Your Honor, can I clarify one thing? Just on the
Yep.
conditional release, is this no contact with Ward LLC or Ward LLC? And I'm probably gonna mispronounce it, but the Daddy property, because it talks about both properties in the complaint. So that's why I wasn't sure if the court was ordering no contact with both. I believe Ward LLC is
Well, you
gonna
know,
be the game
and,
changer.
and quite frankly, with what I know at this point, I'm not sure. My inclination is to put no contact with
That's
both
it.
unless someone has an argument as to why I should not do that.
I don't believe I can argue against that at this point. I'll let them take that up at a later court date.
I believe he
Well,
said he
did
was
you hear the
hunting
reference
rabbit.
heard to the two properties, no contact with either property, okay?
And don't be on daddy's land.
And is that all you have, officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's time for Jackson.
Well, that's gonna be it for these handsome folks. Let's see here, kids. Move that. Do, 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 do. I was hoping somebody would go live. I'm definitely not watching Landlord Tenant. I mean, I love Landlord Tenant stuff sometimes, but I can't watch it all the time. It's the same thing. You know, get your ass out. Get and pay. Wow, we got all right, so we got some more of this same court here in Florida that we were talking about just a second ago. I guess they do their streaming in spurts because there's some other stuff. I haven't watched this. I don't know exactly what we're going to see here. So bear with me. This guy, so he's doing another county now. This is Calhoun County. Interesting.
And did you see the video advising you of your rights?
The video is not playing this morning, Your Honor.
Okay, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to communicate with your
The
family.
DVD player's broken, Your
And you have a
Honor.
right to have an attorney appointed to represent you if you cannot afford to hire one. Do you understand the rights that I just explained?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are charged with arson of a dwelling.
Well, that ain't true.
Okay, well, there's probable cause, and as far as a defense, that's something you can speak with your attorney about.
Yeah, if you send us a link,
Anything, from the
I
attorneys
can't get it
regarding
over
this
here. I
case.
would have to go and
No, Your Honor.
pull it up.
No, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Manning,
But I got it right.
You live in Calhoun County, is that correct?
Yes.
A few things going on here, obviously, and I understand that you're disputing the facts, but I am finding probable cause. But as I look through,
Gotta do what you gotta do.
obviously, I do have some concern for the welfare of the community because it is a charge of arson. Other factors that weigh for you are, you know, I show no prior violence.
You have not burned
but
anything else up.
There's prior DUI.
Uh-oh.
And hold on.
Was he drunk driving when he started this fire?
I'm going to set a monetary bond. It will be fairly significant. But my question for you as I'm trying to determine what bond to set. If you do make a bond and you get out of custody, can you stay away from
matches,
from that, the alleged victim in the case and their property? And I'm looking for a name right now.
Tammy
It looked
Gentry.
like the property was
Tammy Gentry.
unoccupied, but I believe it to be Tammy Gentry, Your Honor, but I'm sure she doesn't own the property.
Not Tammy Gentry.
She does not own the property. Okay.
The complaint said that something about she had moved out and that the arson had occurred right after she had moved out. But I mean, I'm being familiar with Miss Gentry, I would be shocked if she owned the property.
And
You can't figure out who owns it?
I think there's an allegation that and I know Mr. Manning will dispute all of this, but I
Arson.
think that, or I suspect he will. I think that
Hello,
it
junkie.
states that he stated he would burn the property after she left, I think was what he said. And that kind of
Yes,
cuts
sir.
both ways.
I would agree with that.
Obviously that increases, makes the finding of probable cause much easier.
You think it's the same Tammy?
On the other hand, you can argue that it reduces, the safety issues, because obviously, if you follow that line of logic, you wouldn't find that it was his intent to burn someone in the house. So here's what we're going to do, Mr. Manning. I'm going to set a bond of $50,000. If you make the bond show up for your court date, you will get paper notice with date and time. Under no circumstances can you have contact with Tammy Gentry. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next we have Cheyenne Carter.
50 cow. Cheyenne, good to see you.
Carter, did you understand the rights I explained a moment ago?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are charged with sexual battery on a person less than 12 years of age by a person under 18 years of age and alluding to lascivious molestation, and it appears that this has been transferred to adult court. Anything on that, Mr. Wright?
No, sir. It happened a little while back, Judge. This was a family with a lot of neglect and abuse, and it was brother on sister.
And Your Honor, Mr. Wright did clue me in on some of the details since there wasn't an affidavit and complaint.
We don't need to hear
I
any.
am familiar with the case now that he told me that what it was about, and I would have to stipulate to probable cause based on the CPT and DCF reports alone without even seeing the affidavit and complaint based on prior knowledge. I would ask that you would consider a reasonable bond option with no contact with the child in the case, who I believe has been placed, who is living not in the same residence anymore anyway. There was a TPR pending at the time that I was involved in the previous case.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Carter, I'll set the bond on the sexual battery.
$1 million.
25,000, and on the lewd and lascivious at 10,000. Your total bond is $35,000. If you make the bond show up for your court date, it's May the 4th at 8:15. You'll get paper
I
notice.
disagree with
date
that,
and
but
time.
all right.
And this is very important. Under no circumstances can you have contact with the alleged victim in the case. So if you make the bond and you get out of custody, or if your bond is reduced, and you
Set
make
this
that,
dude on fire
you
right
have
now.
contact with the alleged victim in any form or fashion.
Hey, bro.
In all likelihood, there will be a warrant issued for your arrest, and you could be held without bond for some period of time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I understand.
If you do something bad again,
Okay,
we'll
is
give
that
you
all
no
you have today,
bond, which we
officer?
should give you right
Yes, sir.
frickin' now.
Okay, next we have Gulf County at 9:15.
Thank you, sir.
All right, kids. This guy's a busy dude because now we're going to jump over here to him doing another county. I mean, I'm trying to keep up with him, but man, he's moving fast from one county to the next. He's like the catch-all. He's like the courthouse catch-all. We're now heading to Washington County.
Can't see if I release you from custody, I can set a bond or I can release you, but if I release you, I would, as a condition, I would require that you sign a waiver of extradition in advance. And essentially what that means is if you didn't show up for your court date, they could go pick you up without us having to go through the governor's warrant process. We could just get you immediately. Would you rather have a bond, or are you okay with a release and sign the waiver of extradition in advance?
I don't think she understood a word you just said.
Not particularly. But I tell you what, I'll just set you a bond. I'll set a bond on the driving on suspended at $1,000, and on the possession of the controlled substance, $1,500. Total bonds $2,500. If you make the bond show up for your court date, you'll get notice with date and time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we hear her good.
Brianna Missoula.
Oh, are you kidding me, Judge? Didn't get to see Miss Missoula. Oblongata. All right, let me see here. Jump into another one. Maybe. You know this guy's busy. He's got more court. I know he does. Judge busyness. Not good, kids. Not good. What we're going to do is, we'll just jump on and we'll watch something that isn't live at the moment till we get something live. Everybody okay with that? Show of hands. The ayes have it. Very good. Yeah. Everybody enjoying their day. Hopefully, if you haven't liked this video yet, you'll do so. This is the weekend edition, so we're very laxed about things. We being me. All right, heading over to see Robert Redford, attorney at law, or judge. Actually, he's a judge. I shouldn't have said that. He's gonna get me.
I would object to relevance. Are you talking about Jack? Yes.
Yeah, I guess I just took it as a foundation question to follow. I assume the next question or series will be about Jack, but I'm okay with the question as is right now.
Thank you.
So the question is again?
The question is
there-
if there is any clinical value in pushing back on perceptions as factual or not factual.
I think with an adult, absolutely. You would do it in a way where you're helping. There's a lot of psychoeducation that happens.
Who's
But
they on phone?
with a child, it's important
I'm not talking
that-
about children.
that you go about that carefully, because we want to, the whole idea is if they're not feeling safe and we want to, let's say we think there's a cognitive distortion and we want to confront that, there are ways to do that, but when
Not listening to that. We'll jump over to Judge Middleton from earlier in the week. Judge Middleton, take it away, you ponytailed rascal, you.
Middleton.
Judge is on the phone. Who's he calling?
With Brittany Edmiston yesterday afternoon. Could I see her this morning on Zoom in my court?
John Goodman. He did. I say like a young Robert Redford. Judge Middleton, in a good mood. He's kind of humming. If we don't get anything live here pretty soon, we're going to call it a day.
See what we got.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's like kind of dude I could probably hang out. Out of all the judges that I could hang out with, I feel like Judge Middleton would be the one. Me and him could really, bond over something. Maybe he's got some cool hobbies or something other than playing in a cover band. I feel like he does do that. All right, since we are not live, I am going to jump ahead until we get some. These are first appearances in front of Judge Middleton.
Good morning, Mr. Harvey. Can you hear me?
Morning.
Yes. Be with you in just a minute. You're in the right spot.
Charles Harvey coming in. Judge Cedric seems like a pretty cool dude, but he seems, I'm not going to say uptight, but I'm very intimidated by him. I'm sure I'm not the only person that feels that way. He's an intimidating figure. He's like, I would listen to whatever he had to say. If he's like, Mikey, time for you to step out of the room, I'd be like, I'm leaving. Poll for
Good morning, Miss
Judge
Edmiston. We'll be
Kim.
with you in just a minute.
I seen him
mentioned
with
yesterday afternoon we had some more
the
business to
goatee.
take care of this morning.
Probably, Eric. Pretty sure I did. I'll check it. I'll check this morning. Smell. Yeah, he'd be like, boom. Little backup vocals, maybe. I think he's just got a stray hair there, JG. This was from 4 days ago. Do you guys think Lisa watches, the show? Is there any chance she does? What type of music? Oh, like, I think Creed said he's like, Chicago, Journey, that type of thing. That's like his wheelhouse. I'm guessing 80s.
It's 8:11. We're scheduled to begin at 8:15.
Glam
Waiting for
rock.
the public defender to log in, and then we can address some of these matters.
Late 80s, like Chicago, 70s. He probably likes the Doobie Brothers. He is very serious. He seems like a really nice guy. Judge Cedric would be somebody I would make like the godfather to my children or something, because he would always be like keeping them in the straight and narrow, but at the same time, he'd laugh and have a little fun, but very, very, he draws the line. You don't cross it. You make a great point there. Great point,
I'm about to
Lisa.
bring some other people in.
Yes, Judge Middleton is always really low. If it's too loud, let me know.
Good morning. Are you Jody Schneider?
Yes, that is me.
All right, very good. This is Judge Middleton. We're going to start here in just a moment, so just stay right where you are.
Okay, perfect.
She really is.
Is your car moving?
No, I'm in my work parking lot right now.
All right, don't vape while we're on the feed. Put your
Okay.
Device down. Well, we are in a court proceeding, and we made it able for you to come from work, but
There you
we're
go.
on a live feed. And people are watching, and this is a court proceeding after all. We'll be waiting
Off
just
to a great
moment,
start, Jody.
Waiting for the public defender to log
Hey,
in. We've
Lynn.
got a few more other arraignments that should be joining us. Don't drink anything either. Pretend like you're in court.
Okay.
Whose car are you in?
My best friends.
All right, very good.
You probably don't have a license. That's probably why. Wow. Just took care of her real quick. She's going to start eating. Please don't eat during the proceedings. She's doing everything wrong. Everything. Don't smoke weed in court. Please, ma'am. No shooting up in court.
Well, of all the people that are supposed to be here, only the three of you are here. It is 8:15, so I guess we'll get started. Good morning. Here's the city attorney, Mr. Barnes, joining us. You're here for what's called an arraignment. The arraignment is the process where the judge tells you what you're charged with and asks you how you wish to plead to the charge. Good morning, Mr. Barnes.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, he won
I'm
re-election.
going to start with you, Mr. Harvey. You came in here to
April.
the courthouse. This is file 22254 ST. You've been charged once again with driving suspended. You're just digging the hole deeper.
Digging it.
It's alleged that on or about January 29th, you were driving a car while you were suspended. You have a previous charge of driving suspended pending with Rhonda Ives as your attorney. It doesn't make it any easier to resolve your cases when you get some more of them while you're on bond for the first one. Mr. Stickley, the Chief Public Defender, has joined us. I'm going to recommend that you plead not guilty. You have a pretrial this Friday morning on your other case. Are you aware of that?
No, I thought my other case was over.
No, hell.
According to this, you have a pretrial on March 18th. Let me take a look. An attorney.
I already pled guilty. I think it was last Friday for the other one.
Oh, that was 3/18, so that was last week. So that's done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 3/18 was last Friday. They just haven't got the thing updated. All of Judge Patterson's things are still in the Zoom queue. So you pled guilty last Friday to a driving suspended?
Yes.
Well, that's a case of the right hand not knowing what the left hand was doing. You have a pretrial on Friday and an arraignment on Tuesday. Keith, I'm not sure what to do with this.
You want me to tell you what happened or?
Well, not yet.
You want me to tell you what I did?
The original charge was November, a driving suspended. He got this ticket in January and they
Right.
filed it on February the 9th. And the case was filed February.
Yeah, that was kind of
11th.
weird.
The warrant issued on February 24th. He got, when he was here last week, the warrant hadn't been served. So they didn't catch it.
Do we know who his, do we know who his counsel is, Your Honor?
It was Rhonda Ives, but did Judge Patterson sentence you on Friday or is the matter set for
I
sentence?
just don't have time, Your Honor. I got so many
Yeah,
cases.
he gave me fines and stuff. And
Okay.
told me what I had to pay.
It is. He spends more time in court than
I
an
just
attorney.
have a pretrial, Your Honor.
All right, this, in reality, this should have been taken care of when you were here last Friday, but we didn't pick up on the fact that you had another case pending. My secretary goes through these and alerts me that there are other cases. I'm not sure how that one fell through the cracks. Of course, you
Said he
didn't
was
say
too
anything.
busy.
Did you tell your attorney, Miss Ives, that you had another case pending?
She called me the night before and she's the one that told me I had that. I didn't know about it till the night before.
All right, so but they didn't deal with it last Friday?
No,
All right, well, you live right here in Centerville, correct?
I do not
yeah,
know.
So you just walked over?
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna set a pretrial for next Tuesday. Are you missing work?
No, I'm on disability.
I quit work,
All right,
Your
we'll
Honor.
set a pretrial for next Tuesday at 8:30 and show you plead not guilty. The first driving was in November, second driving was in January.
Good
Stop
point,
driving
Scott.
Till we get this sorted out. It's
Right,
unfortunate we
right.
weren't able to take care of everything all at once.
Please and thank you. Do what PJ says.
This notice that they gave me, I
Okay.
don't like it. It doesn't have anything in it.
It's really weird. So this isn't traffic court. It's going to be, I mean, everybody's going to have something different, I
Tuesday,
believe,
March
as far
29th.
as this goes. This is he's going to read their charges to him, that kind of thing.
30 pretrial conference.
I'm pretty sure a few of these are not traffic. These two ladies, Jody right there, she might be traffic because he was asking her about the car she was in. 72
I'm gonna
watching
hand
on
you
60
this
likes.
Notice, and let you go on about your business.
It may be 12 dislikes though. Are they that close to each other? The judge just, is he going to see Charles?
See you next week.
Yeah, they are really close. Well, I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, he just ran right down. You're like,
It's called the Judge Exercise Program. Get up and down. Laura, could you bring me some better carbonized notice to appears? The one I have are only for probation violations. Not sure how I got that batch, but I'd like a regular set. All right, let's deal with Miss Edmiston and then we'll talk about our other cases.
I've heard this is a small town. I mean, I don't know how
No,
small it is, but I've heard it's, not a big place.
Figure it out. Okay. All right, Miss Edmiston, this is file 202670. It's an old case. We had some time yesterday afternoon figuring out what was going on. The chief public defender, Mr. Stickley, is here. You had an old felony case and a new felony case. And then this old traffic case. This alleges driving suspended first offense. It's alleged that way back in November of 2020, you were driving a vehicle here in St. Joseph County while your license was suspended. You missed multiple court hearings.
No.
You got arrested in January of 21. No, February of 21. You got arraigned on February 3rd and you pled not guilty. We set a pretrial conference for February 17th and you didn't show up. So we did a show cause to see why you didn't show up, and you didn't show up for that. So you got arrested again. in
He didn't
March
show
of
up for not showing up.
22, And here you are now. Bond is currently set in the amount of $500. So we've never even gotten very far on the original
It's
charge of
Odin
driving
Small.
suspended.
Love your
Now
videos.
Have a couple of
Old
felony
Squishy
cases
Gardner.
pending,
Love them.
and you have Miss Halleck. as
Good to
your
see, my friend.
attorney. Do you want to plead not guilty to this and have me appoint Miss Halleck on this also?
Yes, Your Honor.
I highly recommend everybody go and
Alright.
subscribe into his channel,
That
by the way.
probably makes the most sense.
Right there. Go subscribe to Old
I'm gonna
Squishy
place
Gardner's
her to
channel.
not guilty, set an
Go,
attorney
go,
free
go.
trial for April 8th. I believe Melissa's cases are 9:45.
I like that she didn't,
All right,
they had
so
a
you've
failure
got
to appear
two
here
other
and she didn't appear for that.
Felony cases and this one, maybe this can be resolved as part of those, but it makes more sense to have the same attorney on all three cases. So.
Yes, Lincoln,
can
thank
go
you for
back
stopping
to
by, buddy.
sleep And get on with your day, but I wanted to take care of this when we had a chance.
Thanks for
So
giving us
I'll
a
be
chance.
seeing you soon and we'll see if we can figure these cases out.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Your
you're
Honor.
good to go, Miss Edmiston.
Was she in there with a giant blanket? She bring that from home?
All right, we've got Jody Schneider. She's called in from her appointment. Let's get her back to work.
Where do you think Jody works? Thank you, Lambo. You'll enjoy his stuff.
This is
I
another
promise.
old case. It's file 202703ST, Jody Lynn Schneider. Ms. Schneider was cited on December 3rd of 2020 for driving without a valid operator's license. She didn't show up for her arraignment. We did a first Zoom arraignment. She worked at Building Blocks Preschools. We set it for further arraignment. She didn't show up in February of 2021.
Where's she work at now?
So there was a warrant issued in April. Defendant called, said she was going to pay the bond. Well, she didn't. She got arrested on March 8th of 2022. She had to post a $300 bond. So
I have-
Ms. Schneider,
no.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. I have yet
Yes.
to be arrested.
oh,
I called and paid my bond that way.
all right. So you posted the $300 bond, but you didn't actually get arrested.
No, sir.
All right. Well, it took you a year to do it. Let's go back to the original charge. You're charged with having no valid operator's license. That isn't exactly the crime of the century. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. Carries 2 points. It does carry a $100 fine plus costs. So the total fine for this would be $225. It would go on your driving record. You have more than enough money in your bond to pay the fine. We never even really got to first base on the no ops charge. So let me take
Judge
a
is
look
looking
at
to
your
get to first
driving record.
base.
Let's first take a look at the ticket. The ticket says you were driving a car on Buckhorn and Moccasin Drive. You got a warning for defective equipment. They gave you a no ops.
Yes.
So let's look at your driving record.
Nathan, I did get that.
Oops.
Thank you. Nah, we won't see any of
Driving
those
record
today.
Said you got no ops. You had an expired temporary permit. So according to your driving record, you just didn't have a license. You got cited for it. It's been pending for 2 years. You've got more than enough bond money to pay the fine.
Does she have her
If you
license
want to
now?
resolve the matter this morning, you can enter a plea of guilty and I will represent you. I'll fine you $225. If If you wish to plead not guilty, we can set it for a pretrial with the prosecutor, which we were gonna do 2 years ago. What would you like to do?
Take the first one. The
I think
first
I'll
one.
just plead guilty and get it out of the way.
Smart move.
All right, other than what I told you, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
Nope. No one's told me anything.
Has anybody promised you
All right,
anything?
do you still live at 230 East Michigan Avenue?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, Ms. Schneider?
I'm 23.
So did you
Ms.
take
Schneider.
driver's ed when you were a kid?
Nope, I got my permit when I was 18 and then I was just gonna get my license that way, but my car did not pass the standards. So I never
And
ended up,
You never went back and did it?
no,
And on that particular day, you didn't have a license?
no, I did not.
Do you remember where you were going?
So she
I was on my way home from work,
Where did you work?
building blocks preschool out in Three Rivers,
Oh, yeah, that's what you told me. Where do you work now?
TH Plastics in Mendon.
Do you have a ride back
TH
and forth to work?
Plastics.
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, this is gonna go on your driving record and it could affect your ability to try to immediately get your driver's
No, it's
license.
last night.
My recommendation would be you restart the process.
Yeah.
To get your license. You
That
don't
was a
really
long
have very
one.
much baggage on there, just this. But this whole year, you've been walking around knowing there was a warrant out for your arrest. You managed to dodge a bullet all that time.
I never promised you a rose
I'm gonna
garden.
fine you $100, a $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee, which are required. That's $225. You posted $300 of bond. You're actually gonna get some money back. But I want to send it to the right
Refund.
place. Are you still at the East Michigan Avenue address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, this matter's done.
Must be a
Awesome.
good place to work.
You're in somebody else's car and you're not in the driver's seat, but don't drive. You'll just dig the hole deeper like the last guy. But I would encourage you to do what you need to do with the Secretary of State. This may hold you up for 90 days or so.
Okay.
But we're gonna return $75 to you. There's no warrant hanging over your head. You didn't go to jail.
It's also when she goes to get her actual license. Think of all the points,
And the matter's done.
and her insurance is gonna be sky
We're
high.
able to take care of this in 15 minutes from your workplace. All right, don't vape, don't smoke when you go to court, don't drive till you get a license. You're good to go. I will send you your balance of your bond money back.
Okay, thank you.
Took 2 years, but we got that matter resolved. Mr.
In 10
Barnes,
seconds.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Years.
Our friend, Mr. Valentine, is a no-show once again. As you know, he has about 10 cases pending.
$2
And he has
cash.
at least one previous other no-show. I
Bench
have
warrant.
Mr. William McCauley in the room here at the court. Good morning, Mr. McCauley.
Morning, Your Honor.
Mr. McCauley, you and a co-defendant, Ms. Staggs, got charged with trespass.
Yes,
Is
sir.
she here also?
No, she's locked up at the Marion County Jail.
All right.
Interesting.
Well, let's talk about this. You got cited on March 13th with trespassing.
6 days after.
They
my
allege
birthday.
that you were in someone's garage, apparently sleeping without permission.
Yes, sir.
How does that happen?
Not exactly the crime of the century. Trespass is a violation under the Three Rivers Ordinance, which carries a fine of $100 and up to 30 days in jail, I believe. How do you plead to that charge?
Plead guilty, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, I'd recommend no jail in this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna order any jail, but he doesn't have any money. And I have to do
Just want to say, I got an interview tomorrow at American Axle. I'm currently staying here at Keystone in Centerville, so.
All right, what happened? You were cold and you went in somebody's garage to sleep?
Me and my fiance have been homeless for about the last 6 months and
Oh, no.
been
that's
bouncing
terrible.
from couch to couch, tent to tent. And I mean, we just tried to find somewhere to sleep, man. And that's where we ended up.
You got it,
Did
JG.
you know the people?
No, I didn't even know the people. I just seen the house and I seen the garage door was open. So I was like, you know what? There wasn't no tire tracks or anything like that. So I was like, man, we'll be okay here for at least a couple days because it was really cold out. And I just had to get her out of the wind and stuff. So that's what I chose to do.
Nightbot, what are you doing? Stop.
All right, well, Keystone is a good interim thing. All right, I don't want to. Being poor shouldn't be a crime. Although right now, you can't hardly walk down the street without stumbling over a job. Just a few blocks from where you were is International Paper, who had a job fair. And they had 25 positions to fill.
International Paper,
starting at
guys.
about $22 an hour. You
Don't
applied
talk about that,
there?
Your Honor, is all my stuff was in my cousin's basement. When I went back to get it, it was gone. My birth certificate, ID, and social security card. I just now obtained new ID since being at Keystone.
All right.
Keystone must be like a homeless shelter, I'm guessing.
Did anyone threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No.
Promise you anything?
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna make the fine.
He's just on hard
$10.
times, man. He's on hard times.
$75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee. That's $135. I'm gonna give you until June 15th to pay that.
Okay.
And right now he's at Keystone. When you get an address, I'm gonna give you this envelope. Part of the judge exercise program.
Okay, I know there is like something like that that pays for stuff, but he said he's at Keystone.
I do appreciate the fact that you treated this seriously. You came over here to court this morning. You also didn't beat around the bush or minimize it. You were in a tough spot. You just told me what you did. You went in somebody's garage without permission. That
He
is
was honest.
disconcerting for people to find they got somebody living in their garage. But I'm glad that you're warm and safe right now. Why is Miss Staggs in the Berrien County Jail?
Yeah,
She has a probation violation stemming from something that happened last year, from my understanding, and that's about all I know.
All right, did she get arrested that night?
Yeah, she did.
All right, and they just gave you a ticket?
Yeah, they just gave me a ticket.
All right, well, let me give you this envelope and then you can go.
Okay.
There comes the judge. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. He's coming to give it to you. Just like a YouTube junkie wants to give it to the public defender down there.
Thank you.
Judge Milton's a good guy. Like I said, I feel like I could hang out with him. Maybe have a chicken sandwich for us to split. Who am I kidding? I'll eat the whole chicken sandwich.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, be careful. Yeah, you get shot.
Close that out, Judge Pattison, they need it. Let's talk about Mr. Valentine.
Mr. Valentine. Captain Happy, good to see you. Make sure you like this video. I do too, Pike. I believe that dude a lot. He seemed pretty honest, right?
We have
Upright.
file 22445 OM, a disorderly person, Tyrone Wendell Valentine.
Mr.
Mr. Valentine has multiple other cases pending. This has happened before. He had 14 cases pending at one time.
Woo!
He has
Mr. Valentine's been
3
busy.
cases set for arraignment March 29th.
He slipped him a $5.
Retail fraud.
I want to thank everybody that took time out of their busy Saturdays to come hang out with us. I keep saying us, but when I say
Disorderly
us, I mean the
person from
channel.
March 18th.
Won't mean me and Creed, I meant the channel.
Disturbing the peace from March 20th. And then he has some unpaid fines.
Better call Tyrone.
He's on probation for trespass and filed 21545. I'm not sure why we haven't had probation violations filed in this.
Damn, I hate to see that,
And
man. Valentine need to get together.
He has
Melinda, thank you so much. Melinda coming in with some knowledge, guys. I appreciate
3
that.
attorney pretrials on April 8th.
I'm not surprised to hear
And
that.
he has several more pretrials, one for today, this one 445.
Yeah, Pike, he was.
And he
He's
has
trying.
multiple other cases, trespass, disorderly person.
I
So
would
the
never name a
total he
channel with a
has
person's
pending-
name in it. Never. Nope, he's not here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
72. If we
10,
could get
11,
to
12,
100, that'd
13,
be
14,
awesome. If we
15,
can't,
16,
well, you know, I just didn't do my
17
job today.
cases pending. He didn't show up for his last case.
17 pending.
He struggles from mental illness and he's under the supervision of the CMH ACT team. And he is under the delusion that he owns the Shell station. And he keeps going in there, disturbing clients.
Oh, wow.
And pours himself coffee and so they just keep citing him day after day after day. This is the second time he's failed to appear. Mr. Barnes and I are quite familiar with Mr. Valentine. We had this same circumstance last year, 2021. He was gone for a while.
It's pretty serious.
This is the second time he's failed to appear. I don't know if he's in a placement. No one has appeared from the ACT team. And he failed to appear last week. And he's failed to appear again today. So Mr. Barnes and the Three Rivers Police Department are very frustrated. I had said, you know, I wish they'd quit citing him.
They should.
John's
He's
reaction was,
obviously
"They don't know what else to
needs
do.
some help."
He keeps coming back again and again and again. And he's under the highest level of outpatient treatment CMH has available. But I'm not sure that's high enough. I'm gonna issue a bench warrant for his arrest for a second
No.
failure to appear.
They got to. That's crazy though, that it's like he thinks he owns the gas station.
I told him the last time I did see him, if he continued to do this,
Denise, this one is
that I
not.
was gonna set a bond and he was.
We
gonna
watched
end
some
up in
live ones,
jail.
but they come and go.
That
it's
was
Saturday.
about 6 or 7 tickets ago. He wanted me to call the governor of Michigan, to call the governor of Louisiana, because he also, anyway, he's got very acute mental illness, but he can't just keep doing this. They keep
No.
giving him a ticket. He ignores the ticket.
He goes
and
into
doesn't
this
show
gas
up for
station that he
court.
thinks he owns
I'm
and
gonna do a
then
bench warrant.
helps himself.
bond of
Shell station is just a gas
$250,
station.
Cash or surety. And I don't know what the status from the ACT team is.
He might
got
need some
privacy,
inpatient help.
HIPAA concerns. I don't think we can just call the ACT team up and say, hey, what's going on with it? John, it's possible they placed him somewhere and that's why he's
My
not
honor
appearing.
and pleasure, Denise.
Maybe we'll inquire as to that, but he isn't here and he's missed 2 hearings.
That's what I was thinking, JG.
It
Maybe-
used to be such that if they had done that, somebody from the ACT team would call me or you and let us know that they had placed him and he wouldn't be here. But I've heard
Well,
nothing.
He got a ticket on March 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So he's getting like a ticket a day. or
Every
2.
day. Come on, why are we doing this to
And
Mr. Valentine?
So as of the recency of this ticket, this is March 15th. He wasn't placed anywhere.
Yeah, why haven't they placed him somewhere yet? That's the point, right? We realize he's got some sort of mental issues. Should have placed him somewhere already. Got him some help. Instead, we keep giving him tickets
And
that he
there's a
doesn't show up in
fundamental
court for.
question of whether he's competent to be criminally guilty of anything. But he's been cited. Sometimes he comes, sometimes he doesn't, and these times he didn't. So I don't have a handy solution to his problem.
Yeah, it's tough. It is. Everybody has struggles. Some of us just have more.
John, do you have pre-trials on the other side?
Nope, I don't think so. There's a Pablo Pena, I think that was up for today.
He is a failure to appear. Let's talk about.
At least
Mr.
why if he's in
Pena.
jail,
He
Nate,
has
at
a
least he's,
mobile
you know, getting
operator's license in
some help
file
maybe.
211158. He didn't show up.
Georgia.
He was on a mini bike. He ran out of gas. We had a pretrial. And we set a last pretrial with attorney Timothy Reed. He didn't show up for the last pretrial. He got arrested. And on March 8th and posted a bond.
Somebody went to
and he got a
McDonald's
notice
this
to
morning.
appear for today. He also has a previous no ops case where he's ordered to pay $250 to do 4 days in jail. And so far, since June of 2020, he's paid none. So he failed to appear. We did a show cause. He failed to appear for that. We issued a bench warrant.
That's a good question,
$400.
Opal. I think the optimal word
Gave him
there
a
is
notice to appear
adequate.
today, and he didn't show up again.
What is adequate, you know?
As we've been discussing, these failure to appears are the bane of our existence. They're so inefficient. And they cause a lot of staff and clerical time and effort.
And obviously he's not Vicky. He's obviously not a danger to himself. Yeah.
Did post
Give him a job at the gas
bond.
station.
Well,
Pay
you
him
can
in
revoke
coffee.
the $400 bond and issue another bench warrant, I guess.
Well, I would use some of that bond to pay his earlier ticket. All right.
I'm gonna bounce out of here in a few minutes, guys. So make sure you like this video
I'm gonna do another bench warrant.
as soon as he's
A
done
48
issuing this
hour
bench
hold.
warrant. We'll be back at 3:00 with Voyeur Voyage. If you're new here, you might want to check it out. It's interesting to say the least.
$500 cash or surety.
And don't forget, we have a
I don't have a
case
phone
only
number to
channel.
call.
We got a case on YouTube. Subscribe to it. Even if you're subscribed somewhere else, following us on Facebook or whatever. That way you'll always get alerts anytime we go live.
If you look at the jail roster, with 103 people in the jail, about 60 of them have a fail to appear component. Felonies, misdemeanors, fail to appear for arraignment,
Benton,
fail to appear
good to
for
see you.
probation violation hearing.
Good
fail
to
to
see
appear
everybody.
Pre-exam conference.
Cases and
fail to
chases,
appear
baby.
For circuit court probation violation.
I have a feeling we're gonna have another chase
Don't
tonight, so make
show
sure
up.
you've got all those notifications
Anyway, and we'll
on.
issue a bench warrant for him. That
Getting the
leaves
old bench warrant.
Donnie Bradford, who is here, according to Shayna.
Heather
Okay.
Staggs is the only other one I had scheduled up, and she was the
85 likes. You know what? That's good enough for me. It's early. It's a Saturday. Not everybody's up yet. They're still snuggling with their loved ones or an empty bed. Those are snuggly too. I like pillows. Just snuggle with them as well. Appreciate everybody coming by. Got a little bit of live court in, which was fun. It was also fun just hanging out and watching some of this stuff that we haven't seen yet. So many thanks to everybody. If you haven't had an opportunity yet, please like this video, share it if you would be so inclined. Thank you to Lincoln for becoming a member today. We're glad to have him as part of the family over here. Creed, anything else? Well put, Creed. Until next time, please remember. Welcome, Lincoln. Welcome. Thanks to everybody. Like this video.